Yeah, get your guesses out in chat. So yeah, what's at stake? Pro A is one game away from making it to the quarterfinal, and winner of this match gets to play me.
Good times, good times.
Yeah, absolutely.
I imagine you'll be intently watching to see who goes through on this one. Oh, the reverse world order, it's starting.
And you know what? If I was Shy Guy, I think I would have checked the other pipe. I would have went for the other pipe first. I would have took the gamble, honestly. I would have. At least to see what the level was too. You never know. Oh, and it's 7 free as we call it in vanilla.
Respectable. This one can be a little bit weird sometimes in Rando because you never quite know exactly what enemies exactly. You never quite know. Oh no, Shy Guy! No!
Oh no, the piranha plant spawned as he was jumping towards the pipe and wasn't able to turn back in time.
Yeah, unfortunate. Alright, does make it through.
Let's see if Shy Guy remembers this Valkyrie.
Oh! Yeah, okay. No.
Oh boy. Oh. That was
okay.
So first off, that was a very courageous hitbox that the bomb gave Shy Guy because he didn't stomp on it. He just happened to like land beside it and it took it as a hit.
Yowzers, a very interesting jump. Yeah, so it was almost like a slide into it, which was really interesting. Yeah, very risky jumps at the end of the bit there. I think obviously everybody's got their own strategies as to how they handle the end of stuff like 7-3, but meanwhile, nothing but music to start off with here.
Okay, so a lock is blocking 2 pipes, but honestly, those 2 pipes could just be duds. They could just lead right to each other unless we've seen them there, which they don't. So
this is a curious one. We did see earlier that there was a
well, well, I mean,
we're in the sewage system. What can we say?
Sewage is invalid, or seed is invalid already.
I think that's invalid as well, yes, but for different reasons.
Yep, sewer is invalid also. I mean, there's a lot of water surrounding the island, so maybe, you know, the fort just got flooded from the water there.
Exactly.
he can't get any more invalid as this.
And then look, like all of the Koopas must have perished in there, right? Because that's why there's booze in here now, you know?
Yeah. I mean, but in my defense, even in the past, all my seeds are like, there's always like a 70% chance that the seed will be invalid within the first world. So technically, this is a flyer seed for sure.
Well, they're flying through the rest of this world, that's for sure, because that was the correct one to play. So good stuff. 1-4 going on in here with the tail now. Not too bad. Still, I have heard the legends of the P-Speed in this one. Still not actually like fully seen it done, but
yeah, unfortunately, it's not just something you can do on the fly all the time because it is pixel dependent and the jumps are very sweaty.
Is that just for like how to build the P-Speed up properly for it? It's like, or is it is there something else to it that makes it sub-pixel dependent?
Yeah,
Ooh.
It's kind of like going for 3-2 P-Speed, so you can only imagine.
Right, yeah, like that's not even one I've ever attempted to bother with, so yeah, I can understand.
Ludwig on the World 7 airship, and Shy Guy is not that far behind, considering that that's in 7-3.
The unfortunate thing is, the reason that is because they did not play the second plant here, right? And that plant had a hammer, so that's gonna be trouble later on. Immediate John jump there, like Jesus.
Only 2 hits.
I think this is one I'm gonna have to do a little bit of working out later on like how to handle this coming in with a tail. Like, should you drop the tail from like one of the first burners and get P-speed at the end, is it actually like not that much slower to still like do a little bit of flying through the second part of it?
I personally lose the tail at the third flame.
Yeah,
Or
I
not the
lose
third, the fourth one. The fourth one, because you can fly over the first section there, and then right
yeah.
before you go through the rocky wrenches, that's when I take it. I lose the tail.
Yeah, I lose the tail on that one as well. I guess it just depends exactly where, but it's more just like, is it even necessary? Because there are some times, like maybe if that's Wendy that you're having to fight there, that it might not be like in the best interests. Just because that fight can be really annoying, right? You might end up needing the second hit.
Yeah, that's also fair. I guess it's all just player preference at that point. And
Yeah.
second world here is gonna be world 5, so the reverse world order is dead. And
the odd world order could still happen.
Oh, Shy Guy almost got away with that. That was actually pretty cool to see.
It was a really neat attempt. That the only slight catch with it is just a little bit too far over, so the brick didn't actually break. But really cool going for it there. Oh boy. Well, we're not seeing the P-speed off of this one, but that's a shame. I like the P-speed on this one, you know.
Oh, Shy Guy has the tail, so actually has a little advantage, not having to worry about falling as much as Pro A has to worry about, but...
Yep. Also didn't have to, well, Pro A technically didn't either, but didn't have to pick up another power-up there, so that's another little bit of time saved, so catching up a little bit more here, which is good. It's a bit of an awkward layout so far the bit. Yeah, I was thinking this
Required Twisty, let's go!
Heck yeah! This is about as good a situation as you could hope for in terms of Shy Guy's case, because yeah, exactly. This is one of the, hopefully Shy Guy plays the other one, because that's going to be a massive disadvantage otherwise. It is a long way away, but
no,
yeah, there you go. This is the trouble.
That's 2 hammers he doesn't have.
Yeah, and that I think is going to be potentially fatalistic in the long term. This is the problem though, is like there's a lot of different like mindsets for the stuff here. Is like I'm pretty sure someone like say Danny or Mustard would have also skipped that one because it's too far away. But it's also like it's early and there's a lot, all the worlds that you need the hammers and stuff for are still in play. Do you risk it? Can you afford not to risk it if the opponent gets it and you don't? Right?
Right.
It's tough. There's no right or wrong
is.
answer for the bit here.
The only thing Shy Guy can hope for is that the hammers will not be useful in World 3, it will not be helpful in World 6 because all the pipes would be in the beginning type of deal. The only thing I feel like probably will still get an advantage is maybe in World 1.
Yeah, we need a World 1 like I showed off in the Discord earlier, where you don't get an advantage off of using that hammer because of the lock blocking it as well.
Yeah, bridge and a lock. Oh yeah, and then both forts are at the bottom. Yeah, that would be the only way. And at the rate this is going, you never know.
Yeah, that's the other one, as Dust is saying, or if the double hammer plays a trap and Pro falls for it. That is also possible. Oh! Here's one I didn't give them. Like, oh! No!
And a mini boss?
This is tough. I would go to the Toad House here, I will be honest with you.
Wait a minute, did Pro skip these? Or is he... like, or was he a world behind, or a fort behind?
I think he's moved. Yeah.
Oh, he
yeah,
was.
He was a bit
wow.
behind.
So he's gonna find out. Nope.
Yeah, because
no clouds,
he moved.
I don't think.
That's a really good bounce up. Only unfortunate to only get star out of it. So the power up advantage is really big here for sure.
Oh no!
So that
Shy Guy jumps right into the Valkyrie.
Yeah, so there's a little clip at the top that I've been trying to learn a bit more recently as well. I did not actually like fully realize at the time, but you can clip in the second like room, if you will, here, so you don't go down the pipe again. And most of the time you'll get over the other side fine when you do so. And it's just like, well, from there we can avoid doing this whole bottom bit, and it's because that is super dangerous, that bottom section.
Absolutely. Now that you know what's lurking.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Fire
and
flower
probably
after that. That's really good.
should be able to skip this next section. Looks good so far.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So the fire flower from the Toad House equipped to Shy Guy there. That's a really good help. I think probably the best bet here would be to wait to spawn Mini Cheap at the top, but that's not what we're going for here. Gonna shoot it beforehand, so yeah, safety that way. It's not too bad.
It's
Oh,
6-5.
that's pretty good for Purr. He did take a hit in 7-5 and then go and get the power up on this right hand side that was a tail. So keeping it through the rest of it, that was really good. So good advantage in this one.
Oh, whoa, wow, that Valkyrie almost took away that power up. Oh, and Pro, he's gonna hope that he doesn't need this.
Yeah, he's knocked out one enemy out there. It's not unreasonable. Because that's where the Valkyrie came from in the first place.
Yeah, you never know. Could have been a trolley pile driver that gets you as soon as you get up there.
Yeah. Alright, Shy Guy going down. I think needs to make the bridge down here as well.
Looks like he's going for the clip.
I like to do it from the third block myself, but that is totally fine. I don't know if it's just me. Probably going for the optional here, which is good.
Oh.
Not too bad. Gets an anchor for it. Could be reasonable.
1F here, building the bridge.
Yeah, Shy Guy's giving up on the thing. It's tough. I think you do need to be... Oh boy! You do need to basically be from the third block away, and probably is going to save up 5 seconds, I think Danny said it was, to go for the flight straps in World 6. Really good.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think he was complaining about, was it mustard maybe that doesn't do it, and he's just like, I guess you just don't like time saves then. Yeah, so it's a very daddy thing to say, I think. So yeah. So Purre does have a roughly 3 level advantage by this point, but it's okay because
Mustard saves. It makes up for guessing, putting on the frog suit for 3F2.
I thought you were going to say guessing like every 50-50, right? Because that doesn't sound like the mustard I know, but...
Oh boy. Woo. Okay.
Nicely done.
Oh, what was that item? I didn't see it.
I will admit I wasn't seeing that side either.
Oh, and look at this.
This is probably one of the better case scenarios that it could have been, but it's still going to be painful. Because there's only one fort in this world, and it is directly on the bottom path. There's no way of, there's no, like, evading that. This is about as good as it could possibly be as far as deficits go for Shy Guy. But it is still going to be really bad, because now that lead is extended to over a full world apart, right?
Right. Oh, what kind of Larry do we have? 2 hits. 3 hits. 4 hits, let's go. Larry is the godfather.
Good going. See, Shy Guy is also not taking the flight strats here. Okay. Fine. I think it's a bit of a pipe dream hoping for the express lane when you've got a tail, but... It's probably still possible, but I think you're hoping a bit much.
Right.
Still, Fireflower here is reasonable. See if we can get a decent amount of shots in. Yep, not bad. Oh, P-Wing, oh, that one is pretty good. Oh boy, okay. Ah, it's fine. It's what's a couple of seconds anyway, right?
Yeah, nothing at all.
So, gatekeep to start off Seaside, huh?
Actually, I didn't even keep track that. What was Roy? How many? Do we even know how many stomps it took for Roy?
I didn't really see on Paris. I know it was quite a few, but yeah, 4 apparently. So okay. There was definitely time saved by doing the fire kill there, which is good. I don't think Paris making it. Oh no, he is. Okay, never mind. Not getting hit is a good strat apparently. So 7F1, of course Pro would skip this one.
Yeah.
If he's not playing it with the tail, he's gonna skip it, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so the double hammer doesn't do anything really here, to be honest.
Where does... No, I don't know. Ooh, this is a 3-4? Hold on,
It's
no. I mean, the
2.
pipe in the middle might be the answer. If those two pipes there lead to each other,
I
double hammer play
guess.
could have actually skipped a bunch of levels.
Possible it would save 1 or 2, yeah, but... what is the level that Poe skipped here? 3-1. Okay, this is reasonable. If we can keep the tail, we can actually fly towards the end of this, which would be quite good.
I think Pro is hoping that this pipe leads there. Oh, and it doesn't. Okay. Ooh, so we're gonna need more levels. 2 more levels.
So this is reasonable enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
Double
it's
Hammer
reasonable.
really didn't do much here. Like,
If this would have been the last world and you had the 2 hammers, then that'd be one thing.
sure.
To absolutely use them, but yeah, in this case, it's fine.
Nice P-speed strats going through the stage there. Very well done. Showing that the faster boss bass is not necessarily that dangerous overall.
And Tanuki again for anchors.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess... oh dear, Shy Guy taking a hit there, unfortunately.
So I'm assuming Proe was hoping it was a cloud, because he would have just skipped this altogether.
Yeah,
Knowing that pipe does lead to Wendy.
This is an ideal time to check at the very least, right? Because you know that, yeah, if it is a cloud, then you just get to skip and that's fine. And if it isn't a cloud, well, it's not really a disaster to use it for anything else anyway. You weren't at, like, a full power state, you're at a mushroom state. So, worst case scenario, you break even, right? So it's really not that bad. And yeah, if it is a cloud, then you know for the rest of the seed if you pick any more up, and that's a big help. So... World 5 airship going on here. As I found out somewhat recently, this is actually faster, despite how weird it looks at the start, because you get slower startup speed. It is faster than not building up P-speed there.
Oh boy. Oh, was Wendy full 5 hits?
Yep. 5 hit,
Let's
no
go.
earthquake on a relatively difficult airship layout for that as well. Not the worst one, but one of the more annoying ones.
Alright, so Wendy, definitely staying at Wendy's. Not the full Baconator with large combo and the extra and with the side chili and frosty. At a minimum, maybe a son of a Baconator.
Ooh, Shy Guy does get it. Okay, was trying to preserve the fire flower, so I wasn't sure if he was going to make it there, but still, very well played.
Yeah, there are multiple ways on how you can make that one cycle. But you basically, the way I look at it is you can only do one like slowdown. The rest has to be clean. It could be a turn back, it could be taking damage, but if you do more than one, then with 2, you have to get like the very earliest frame perfect entry into the door.
Fast noms! No!
Let's go.
Yeah, this is
has been fed.
Ideal anchor check, as we have the 6F1 coming in here. Looks like no fast strats for it here, that is fine. Shy Guy also not opting for the item, gonna have to be careful of where the boss is.
Oh, yep, right there.
It's much scarier doing that kind of strat, like when he's down below, and 2-1 is another great example for it. Much scarier doing that sort of strat in these flag sets, because the faster speed really does like offset where the boss is. That's like the one thing that's really dangerous about him. But boy, is it a dangerous thing about him. (7-9) with the boss bass this time instead of the Angry Sun. Meanwhile, Shy Guy making through nice jumps there, making it through 5F1. We shall never forget.
Absolutely.
7-9 is one of those stages where I always sort of thought, man, this is really, really slow. Am I just being like really bad compared to everyone else here? Then I see everybody else have to play it, and it's like, no, this stage is really just that long, right? There's just not.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's clips, but they're hard to do in like really awkward spots for it. Half the time you can't even try the bottom ones, and it's just like, yeah, realistically, I'm not actually being slow here. It just feels like I am. Oh, wow. How did you not get hit there, Shy Guy?
That's a very generous hitbox from the cannonball. But yeah, for 7-9, yeah, most of the time we see either a sun or a mini boss bass or a boss bass on the bottom, so there's no reason to even try to attempt those clips. Oh boy. Oh boy, Shy Guy's gonna get the bad news.
This is bad. Oh,
okay.
Cloud, blind cloud
for Shy Guy there. Yeah, just getting the cloud from the Hammer Bro fight too.
Yeah, pretty good timing. This is again a really good place to end up using it here, just because it's a case of, well, we're approaching the end as far as worlds go. There is a chance that you can't use them any further, and realistically, you've got to just try and skip stuff where you can with it. Also, being Tanuki'd up into a Hammer Bro fight, 99% of the time you're coming out of that alive, right? So, it's fine, right? You're at very low risk of dying.
Oh, heavy
This
Iggy.
is shaky Iggy once again with it, huh? Second seed in a row for that.
Yeah, 4-hitter.
Yeah, so both players doing the same thing in here. This is the best way round for the stuff here, just to press on forward, because the pipes are all at the beginning bit here, and like there's the tiniest of arguments if you have an excess hammer that you could say, okay, maybe I do the bottom one, and if that's the right one, I can hammer past this one, but like that is such a minor thing. And oh, nice, well done, Shy Guy.
Oof. Wow, there was so many instances there where I wasn't sure if he was gonna fall off or not.
Yeah. Doesn't make the clip, but that is completely fine too, because it's neutral at best.
Oh.
What a weird layout. Yeah, the hammer's probably going to be very helpful here as well, but Shy Guy does have one now because of the World 4 hammer verse. So, 4F1 coming on in here. I think this is... No, this is one we did see last time, because Pro flew along the bottom part.
Oh, really? Oh, I must have missed that. I don't recall.
Yeah, he had the tail here and just flew straight up through this bomb bin. I was like, well, that probably saves some time compared to what you'd expect, but...
Oh boy.
Yeah, because I made the mention. I gotta be careful with all of these guys around. Yeah, because I made the mention of, I think Pro is the only, like, top runner who still goes bottom path in the thing here, like, intentionally. So... Which is fine, ain't nothing wrong with that if it works for you. Do not stay there, Shy Guy. Air Force with the tail, my least favorite thing to see here.
Yep, get your salutes out in chat.
There's just too many instances because of how like precise a lot of the jump movement and stuff is here. There are too many instances where it's like the tiniest bit of delay because the tail I think is just a little bit slower on your descents here and whatnot. The tiniest bit where you're just not on the ground and so you flutter instead of doing an actual jump and messes up. Like it's my least favorite thing to do is try and do that with the tail. Like, every time you will see me immediately jump into the first burner to get rid of the tail, like, as soon as that comes up. Because it's just so much safer. Yeah. I know it's possible. Oh, one more with a mini cheat. I know it's possible, I hate it, so I don't do it.
Oh,
no!
Valkyrie here giving an alley-oop here to mini boss.
Yep. As Night Shifter says, tail does not equal safety now. How did you get over that? Excellent P-speed there for Shy Guy. That's one I probably should learn rather than doing the quote-unquote fake P-speed till the bit there.
Oh. For a second I thought Pro was gonna get a big marathon.
Oh, thankfully not. Shy Guy did get the fire kill on Iggy there, so that was pretty good. Hard to do too, because Iggy's very erratic in the movement, so got a good pattern for it. Oh, earthquakes here as well. Good stuff. Not too many hits this time.
There once was a toad from Nantucket. I mean, technically, you didn't have to use the hammer.
No, but...
Because if you went the other way around, you'd be playing 2 levels no matter what. It's just, what is that regular level? That's the big question.
Yeah, this is one of those World 2s where it's like, you can save time with it. Oh, probably taking an extended look at that leaf there. Probably just taking a drink or something at a time, as we all
absolutely
need to do. So the actual oasis over here, as a rat boy has recently taught me, yeah, that happens to me a lot. I asked him, like, why does that happen the last time around the thing? It's because Furry jumped to the platform whilst being on the hill, as opposed to on the flat surface there. So it kept the, like, physics of the hill on the platform. And so, yeah, you end up basically not jumping forward, like, at all from the thing there.
Yeah.
And very, very irritating, but I'm now glad I know why, so...
Yeah,
Because it's like... Gone.
I was gonna say, something the Hackster taught us was if you jump on top of that wooden block before you go onto the platform, then you won't lose that momentum. If you do the butt slide strat that we do in vanilla.
Ah, okay.
Whoa!
Hello
What
there.
was that? That was the quickest boom boom slide I think I've ever seen, ever.
Boom boom.
That looked like Kaizo, if anything.
Boom boom playing melee over here. Jesus, look at the wave dashing. Like, my goodness. Yeah, so it looks like Shy Guy ended up playing both forts, having to get through the bit here, which ends up, as you mentioned, really not saving like any time whatsoever for just doing the 2 stages, right?
I mean, yeah, regardless, Shy Guy was playing 2 stages. But like we said, it could have been actually better off than playing the regular stage, because it could have been Atlantis.
It could have been, but it's also using a resource for that too. We do still have, we have one use for it still, right? So, it's tough.
Yeah. Also, Shy Guy did play another bro, I'm assuming, so I don't know, I don't remember what that item was.
This World 6 was a blink and you miss it, by the way. There was, this is why I was like, the blind cloud in World 4 was fine, right? Because it's like, you see this and you go, well, World 6 is usually very long, we get to use them here, right? Nope.
How many bridges, chat? Uh-oh. The 4 Bridge Dream is still alive, and Morton, with being a 4-hitter, higher dosage of salt, and Pro is not even going for the stomp.
Yeah, interesting. I'll tell you what, this is a heck of an opening screen for World 8. There's like 2 levels that you gotta play, there's, tank in the middle, so it might not even be a real fort. That's a heck of an opener, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how the rest of this world plays out, because we might not even get any fort knowledge in this first part here. Oh, we got one. Okay.
So now we know the tank we see after this is going to be the fake one, but will it be required? Will it be in the way to Bowser's castle? That's the question.
So, weird thought. You always check this anyway, right? But is there an argument to do the level first, whilst you definitely still have power-ups?
Well, okay, so Pro A doesn't know that he skipped Fort Knox earlier in World 1, so that's why he probably did play it first, because he did have the tail.
That's fair, yeah, that also helps, because yeah, you might have suspected the thing there.
Oh,
yeah, because this is an easy one to lose. Somebody asked why it was called that in recent stuff as well, and do you want to go over that?
From my knowledge, it's because there's no power-ups. It is the 5.3 beta, and I think it's just because power-up situation here can be very brutal. Not just not having any available, but just losing them all the time.
Fair dues, yeah. Yeah, as we said, blink and you miss it for this world. There really wasn't anything to that World 6. Didn't even cost him a resource to get through that. It was just immediately free, so...
Oh, there's the
there's
fake
one.
tank. Oh, there's one lock. And the fake tank is secluded from everything else, so won't be in the way, unfortunately.
Pretty good start for Pro right here, managing to just breeze through this last bit. This was my least favorite fort. I mean, it's still not one of my favorites, but since my return, I've definitely learned a lot more about how to handle this one. I can P-speed this a lot more than I used to be able to, so it's not quite as low down now. Boom, boom, giving the business, though.
That's a good point from Dust. The fake tank is in the same spot as the last seed. I think Pro A though knows to not check it this time.
He better, because he's already done the real one. Ooh, there are the last two, so... Okay, now he's definitely going to want to P-wing the last one if he has to do it, right, considering...
Yeah, and seeing that 7F2 is here, he's definitely going to be a little suspicious of it.
Yeah. ShyGuy, oh, wow, missed his pole vault twice. ShyGuy also not going for the bounce at the 4-4 spot here. Oh, okay. Easy now, boy. Okay, that's not too bad, though. Now, do we intend to keep anything? Nope, not with that layout, we don't. I think it's always ill. Go on.
I think he just wants to get through it. He's got plenty of items, I believe.
So ShyGuy potentially doing what I was thinking for it is like, because they've already seen 7F1, right? It's like you don't really need to keep the tail for that. It's like, realistically, I was thinking, well, you've guaranteed that you have a power up for this stage, because if it was fake tanks, you take the intentional death, then you're small going into the stage, and it's not actually any. Oh,
3 bridges! Let's go!
Yo! Yeah, so like, you guarantee that you have power-ups for the stage as opposed to not, because now that the stage is done, it's still just 2 tiles to go back. So yeah, check it now and do the bit. That's really smart.
I think I just rolled the closest thing to a 4-bridger, other than the +2 -1s we've seen.
Yep. The funny thing with that, I've had 1 3-bridger in all of my practice stuff between brackets and Swiss. I showed it in the Discord too, and I was like, it's so close! But yeah, it's so rare, like even here it's just like way too many of these are just like 1 bridge, at most 2.
To answer Flindo in chat, it is that's another rare thing to see 1F in World 8, but it is possible. But of course, it still keeps the rules of it will not impede progress, so it'll definitely be a dud in some kind of way. Or I mean, I want to say it has served a purpose of being a shortcut, like on the ham bridge when there's a lot of pipes, for example. But yeah, you won't see it very often, but it can happen. I don't know what kind of programming you gotta do for that, but
yeah, I don't think I have ever seen it, but I have no doubts it would be possible to show up. Personally, just like, again, as you say, if it's like a shortcut to something, but not an actual progression pathway.
Right.
It could even be the -1, right?
That's, true, yeah. Yep, exactly. As long as the -1 doesn't lead to... Well, actually, I don't know, because... If it was a -1... But the thing is, though, if it can't do that, because you essentially, by logic, have to be able to get to it.
Oh, right, okay.
It doesn't matter if it's required by any means or not. As long as it's leading to something, it can't, like, be 1F.
So, what even... okay, so, like, even if it's it would have to be a shortcut pipe or something with the thing?
Yeah, or the -1 fort could be 1F, but of course the lock is gonna be somewhere where it's not gonna be preventing you from getting to the end.
That's fair. Meanwhile, Prey does make a fantastic
boy,
job
oh
going through
boy.
here. Let's go. Good evasion.
If the laser was there, he would have got hit.
I don't know, actually.
The jump didn't seem high enough from what I saw, but either way, he gets through it.
Very close. He had to do all 4 forts in both seeds, so
Yeah.
tough time in World 8 for sure. But
But
well
the more
played.
bridges means the more linear it is.
Absolutely.
Alright, get your GGs out. Pro A takes the series 2-0 and moves on to play me.
With an official race time of 34 minutes and 48 seconds. Well played. So, yeah, you're definitely getting the tamer end on this interview, that's for sure.
Yeah, should definitely be a good time. I don't remember the last time I played Pro A head-to-head. If I had to guess, I think it was for SG Live. I think in 2022, like the first year I really first started getting into this, and I actually had an upset against them. I actually took the match 2-0.
Wow, nice job.
Thank you.
I don't think I've directly played Pro A in either of the tournaments I was in before. We played plenty of times in like casual races and stuff, of course, but I don't think I've had the chance to directly play him in one of these, so...
Oh yeah, it's a fun time. Yeah, let's, I do see Pro in the waiting room. I think he's just getting set up there, so...
Yeah.
Should be hearing from him shortly. Shy Guy... Oh, and this was an acceptable seed. I mean, why would it be? It was 3 bridges!
Exactly! The most acceptable! The least valid, but the most acceptable. That's the important bit.
Absolutely. And there we go. Joining us now, the winner of today's match, Pro A. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. Yeah, some inventive levers there in the second seed, and you know, having to kind of really flex a little bit to get through those, I thought was good for me. You know, 7-5 was an adventure as always, and you know, just being able, I think, to have to really press the attack a little bit, I think was good for me. Overall, I made a couple of little routing errors, but overall, I thought, in general, my play was fine in both matches, both seeds.
Yeah, you did very well, my dude. Super impressed.
Yeah, and I knew Shy Guy was going to be a good first bracket opponent. I wasn't quite sure, you know, how close it would be. I knew, you know, seed 1, for example, there wasn't a lot you could really do with that seed, so, you know, it really was going to come down to execution.
I regret nothing.
You're still fired, by the way, but...
Hey, if this is my swan song for the tournament, I went out with a bang, what can I say?
Well, I'll give you that much, but yeah.
Good 2 hammer kill for Shy Guy there on Bowser.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, overall, I was pleased with how that went, and you know, overall, you know, apart from like a couple little cleanup things, I really can't complain with my play in either seed.
Yeah, I didn't really see any deaths within them, which is always a good sign, right? And nothing unintentional, anyway.
Correct. I don't think I died once. I don't think I died once. I did die once in 7-3 in the first seed. That was fake tank. So I took
Oh,
an
yeah, that's an intentional, though. I mean,
that was
unintentional, yeah?
That was intentional. Nothing unintentional, no.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, IDs happen if you come across stuff like that. Yeah,
Right.
we're actually talking about it because your tip to me came into this seed as well. The Air Force tile was on the opposite side of Seed 1's dart room, right? So you could have seen the tank disappear and seen that it was fake tanks on the other side.
Right. Well,
So that was the bit I was just realizing myself when they were going through. It's like, wait, we could have, after the fact, of course, because they were looking at other stuff, it's like, wait, we could have actually known that, couldn't we? So, hey, shows I've learned anyway. GG, Shy Guy, welcome in as well.
GG.
Yeah, GG, Shy Guy.
That seed could have started a little bit better.
It could have, yeah. That 7-3 was awkward, wasn't it, with the way the Paragoomba was, and then the fire plant kind of, I think, disrupted where you were jumping, didn't it? So
That's alright.
Yeah, it really. I didn't really find my footing in the second seed. Really, strange. I think until after 7-5. Like, okay, well, you've already seen this, so how much worse can it get?
I mean, thankfully, this one turned out way nicer than the first seed. That first seed was probably the worst thing I've played as far as SMB3 seeds go.
I still regret nothing.
I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, 5-9 is never a great start, but in general, there weren't any like horrible levels. There were just a
It wasn't
lot of
horrible. It was just slow.
Yeah. Yeah, we weren't getting any freebies until World 6, and yeah, I got to use both hammers. That's always nice, but yeah, we ended up. I don't know about you. I played all but one fort in the first seed, so I played 16 forts. That's way above the norm. Whereas here, even with a forced 4 in World 8, I still skipped 4 forts.
Yeah,
Second seed
so
started out rude, but the last 6, like everything after World 2, was fine. They were pretty breezy.
yeah, so just on the first one, I mean, I know you mentioned it in the race chat as well, of like World 3 and World 5 were the ones that gave you root trouble there. Yeah, so like in World 3, I think you did a couple of extra levels.
Yeah, I did a
in the
couple
first
extra
one,
levels
yeah.
in World 3.
And then
I knew better, but in my head, I'm thinking blue fort, blue lock, and I had this stuck in my head instead of actually just playing the fort right there.
Yeah.
It's like, I know it could have been that fort, and I just like, you know what, let's just go back up the tower and go around.
So
got punished.
yeah,
for that.
we were talking about it at the time as well. I think even in the worst case scenario, you play the fort that you've kind of sat yourself in front of. The worst thing it can do is break the lock at the bottom, and then you just walk
And then
along
you have
the
the
bottom
other
to
fort,
get to it. Yeah. So that was a bit of an unfortunate thing. We were
I-
looking at it going, this actually kind of makes sense in the way of, well, if you're looking at it going, maybe I have to play them both, or like
I was
worst.
halfway up to a seed before I was like, you know what, this was a really stupid decision. Otherwise, I would just died at the start.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm committed now.
yeah, for me, when I saw it didn't break anything, and I knew it was the triples, so it's like, okay. So I went back and did the recon, figuring if it breaks the bridge, great. I get a free shot at the fort and get to skip the tower potentially altogether, and that's good for me. And if it doesn't end up taking out that lock, because I thought blue would, blue, no guarantee, but I figured what worth a shot. Even if it doesn't, it takes out the lock. And I still avoid having to play the tower at all. So to me, it was win-win.
Yeah, I do think both approaches were valid in their own way.
Yeah.
Long as you commit to playing the fort that's in front of you when you get down the bottom, I do think both were fine.
Yeah,
it's okay. I'm giving you a hard time for no reason.
No, I deserve it for that. I absolutely deserve it for that.
It's okay. No, I think both approaches are valid though, because like you're essentially doing the same amount of levels if you have to do like both forts, but if you don't have to, and it turns out the way it did here is like, well, you're kind of still doing the same because it's trading the fort for the twisty, right? So it's like, I think both approaches are completely valid, and that's the kind of World 5 that I like, because it's like, it doesn't really matter which way around you go, you're still getting there in the same number of levels per se. So that's kind of neat. So
yeah, I kind of had it wasn't quite the same thing. That was like one of my only real routing errors was World 3 of Game 2, where I ended up playing in the 3-7 tile, rather not the 3-8 tile, which was 3-7. I should have played that 3-7 tile, because it would have given me a straight path to the pipe without having to double back and having to play that the other level. I didn't realize that until after. Like, oh well, okay, so one extra level. It was just 6-4, so could have been worse. But
yeah, for sure.
That's just something like, it's easy to kind of think just go forward, and this time I should have just slammed the brakes and just given it like an extra couple seconds thought.
This is literally why I asked people for World 3 seeds this afternoon, so I could try and make sure that I don't make that sort of mistake. Because I mean, you've seen it yourself. You've caught my last one. You know that I made mistakes in the first 2 of the World 3s that way. It happens to everyone, literally. Yeah. So it's one of those just like, right, I'm gonna try and make sure that this doesn't happen with a bit. The last thing I want to mention is the sort of unfortunate bit of the level that you blind clouded Shy Guy in the first world had a hammer. It was the fire hand stage, and also the hammer bro that you didn't fight at the bottom of the first world was also a hammer. So we were like, no, you're 2 hammers down already. This is not good. Yeah, it's just man.
Luckily for Shy Guy, that didn't end up really mattering. We only used 1 hammer in the second seed in World 2.
Yeah, though the World 1 stages he skipped weren't that bad in the end, so like it wasn't a completely drastic thing, but it's still 2 extra levels that weren't that were unfortunately like one way, not the other sort of thing. And we were sort of debating at the time, it's like, did the double hammer potential in World 3 matter? Like, kind of, but not really that much, right? It's just...
In that case, it basically breaks even. You kind of don't want to be thinking, like, it can easily backfire, but in my case, I figured, well, okay, we got 2, 3, 4, and 6 still to play. It's like, the balance sheet should even out by the end, in theory.
Yep, and as Dust is saying in the chat, you had the tail, I think, going into that grassland in the first place. Of course, the fort you skip is Fort Knox, because if you're not gonna go in with the tail, you're just gonna skip it, right?
Well, but you saw me, I was just, tailing it up for every fort in World 8, basically. So I was like, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're fishing for it. I saw it.
Well, yeah, and had the items for it, so might as well go. The forts that were still in play, they weren't that bad. I think 6F2 was still in play. 7F1 Navy was still on the board, and Super Tanks was on the board. So nothing too terrible.